चलो भाई।
Growth hormone, aka somatotrophin. Growth hormone is a small protein consisting of 191 amino acid and having a molecular weight of 22,005. The site for the production of growth hormone is the acidophilic somatotrophs of anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary contains a lot of cells for the production of different hormones. One of them is somatotroph. It causes the production of growth hormone. Now the concentration. Growth hormone concentration in children which are growing is greater, that is 6 nanogram per milliliter, while in adults it diminishes gradually, that is 1.6 to 3 nanogram per milliliter. Now going to the production of growth hormone. Growth hormone, a factor, growth hormone releasing factor from the hypothalamus, moves through the hypothalamic hypophyseal portal vessel, which is a connection between the hypothalamus above and the anterior pituitary below, and attaches to the receptors on the somatotropes, which are the growth hormone producing cells in the anterior pituitary. Now, this attachment on the receptor causes the activation of adenyl cyclase of the somatotropes. This adenyl cyclase causes the increased production of cyclic AMP, which results in two types of effects: long term effect and short term effect. Long term effect include the increased transcription of growth hormone protein, while the short term effect includes the increased influx of calcium in the cell, and this increased calcium in concentration inside the cell attaches to the vesicles containing the growth hormone, which causes the exocytosis of these vesicles and resulting increased growth hormone secretion. Moving towards the effect of growth hormone. Now, growth hormone has two types of effects, and a direct and indirect. The general function of the growth hormone is to increase the growth of all the cells of the body, but furthermore, it contains a direct effect, which is which causes stimulation of tissue metabolism, including the adipose tissue, liver, other tissues, and protein increased protein synthesis. In adipose tissues, the growth hormone causes increased lipolysis, resulting in increased fatty acid mobilization, increased conversion of fatty acid to acetyl CoA. This increased free fatty acid is used in the production of energy which is required for growing bodies. In liver, it causes the promotion of gluconeogenesis, which causes the increased blood glucose level, and the promotion of glyconolysis, that is the breakdown of glycogen into glucose, which also increases the blood glucose level. All the tissues of the body, the growth hormone causes a typical insulin resistance. That is, insulin becomes less effective, and the reason for this is the increased free fatty acid which covers up the insulin receptor on the cell. This causes increased blood glucose, and which as a positive feedback causes the beta cells of the protein to produce more insulin, and further causes the overactivation of the beta cell and increased blood glucose level. Now the fourth effect, direct effect, is the increased protein availability in the body. It is done by two processes. First, increased synthesis of the protein. Second, increased protein sparing. In this synthesis, the growth hormone causes the increased amino acid uptake, increased transcription, and increased translation of proteins. While in protein sparing, the fatty acids are utilized for energy production in place of proteins. So proteins are spared. Moving towards the indirect effects of the growth hormone. In the liver, muscle, and bone cell, the growth hormone causes the production of somatomedin. A typical somatomedin is the somatomedin C, which is also known as insulin-like growth factor 1. This somatomedin causes increased cartilage and bone growth by stimulating chondrocytes and stimulating osteoblast cells. Secondly, it causes the increased cellular production, meaning increased mitosis, increased differentiation. Now moving towards the regulation. The regulation of growth hormone. Growth hormone is produced in a pulsatile manner, meaning it is increased and decreased by time. So we have divided the regulation into the stimulatory factors and the inhibitory factors. Stimulatory factor. The growth hormone first stimulating factor is acute hypoglycemia. Decreased blood glucose level stimulates the growth hormone to increase the blood glucose level by increasing the insulin resistance, as we have discussed earlier. Secondly, chronic hypoproteinemia, as occurs in Kwashiorkor. Decreased protein level in the body causes the growth hormone to increase it by increased synthesis and protein sparing effects. Growth hormone is also increased during puberty because it causes the production of estrogen and testosterone, and this results in growth spurt. Growth hormone is also stimulated by decreased free fatty acids. So it is produced to increase the mobilization of free fatty acids. And strenuous exercise also increases the production of growth hormone because it causes the release of epinephrine from the adrenal gland, which increases its production. Growth hormone is also increased to a high level after 1 to 2 hours of deep sleep. Now, inhibitory factors of the growth hormone. The inhibitory factor includes growth hormone inhibitory factor produced from the hypothalamus, also known as somatostatin. This causes a negative effect on the production of growth hormone releasing factor. And an important point to note is that somatostatin production is also controlled by its neighboring cells. So, neighboring cells which detect emotion, trauma, stress, their impulses affect the production of somatostatin, so they also act as an inhibitory factor. Now, growth hormone releasing factor, it causes the production of growth hormone, but when the growth hormone releasing factor concentration in the blood increases, it through a negative feedback decreases its own production in the hypothalamus, thus decreasing the growth hormone production. Now, two important effects of the growth hormone are here worthy to note while. First one is the diabetogenic effect. That is, we know that growth hormone causes the increased insulin resistance of the cell due to free fatty acids covering the insulin receptor. So it decreases the insulin efficiency and resultantly increases the blood glucose level. Both these effects causes metabolic disturbances similar to the diabetes mellitus. And the second effect is the ketogenic effect caused by the growth hormone. That is, the increased level of growth hormone causes production of acetoacetic acid production by the liver, which causes ketosis, decrease in pH. And this increased growth hormone also causes the increased mobilization of free fatty acid, so resulting in excessive fat mobilization, which causes the fatty liver. Now, a quick recap for the growth hormone. Growth hormone, also known as somatotrophin, has a protein nature. Cytoproduction is somatotrophs of the anterior pituitary. Concentration 6 nanogram per milliliter in children. Production, it is produced by receptor mechanism, adenyl cyclase, cyclic AMP. Long-term effects, short-term effects. The effects of the growth hormone are direct on the stimulation of this tissue metabolism, adipose tissue on the liver, gluconeogenesis, glycogenolysis, lipolysis, increased insulin resistance, and increased protein availability. Indirect effect includes the production of somatomedin, which causes the cartilage bone growth and the cellular production. Regulation include the stimulatory factors, which include the acute hypoglycemia, chronic hypoproteinemia, puberty, strenuous exercise, and decreased free fatty acid. Inhibitory factors include the growth hormone, inhibitory hormone, emotional stress, growth hormone releasing factor, and that's all for today. Thank you.